Since we're able to load all the friends using our application, now it's a time to create a separate view to show all of these friends on the home page. Okay, it will be quite interesting logic where in our application here will be a separate view and it will show 6 maximum users. Okay, so for that purpose we will have to create one more separate cell, guys. Yes, we will have to create one more, which will be actually a third cell of the home view controller, and this cell will be something which is a static cell and very custom one. Okay, so we will search for the object which is called UI table view cell, find it in the right panel, and then we will drag it to our project right here. Okay, very good. So we have dragged this to our project. I will here we can extend it to be a 200 height because this is the approximate height which our cell is supposed to be of. Okay, select your cell, go to the attributes inspector and give it a name which is a friends cell. Okay, so then we'll search for the button and I will just simply drag this button here, and here will be something like all friends, or see all, something like this, whatever you prefer. See all. Okay, so go to the attributes inspector. Let's change the font from the system to the custom medium one, and we'll resize this to be something like that one. So then I will add the constraints which will be top and right, like that. So we can use this one. Okay, so that's it. We are not gonna do anything more in this cell. We will keep it as it is. So then we are coming back to our home view controller because we're gonna allocate everything here programmatically. That's why this approach is quite unique approach. So we're coming back to our home view controller. First of all, we need to make our table view to have a dynamic height of the cells. So here we will write table view dot row height equals to UI table view automatic dimension. Then we write table view dot estimated row height will be equals to 200. So this is dynamic cell height. Okay, so if it is a dynamic cell height, so how we can program, let's say the cell which we have created to be a 200, the others to change, to vary. By the way, I'll tell you more. This cell, it's gonna be even more than 200. This 200, it can fit only 3 friends. Let's say if current we will have, let's say 6 friends, then we need to expand it to make it bigger and show all of the 6 friends here in. So it's a quite interesting approach, and I myself, I love this approach because this is something which has always been hidden. Okay, but we will go through this. I'm scrolling down to the functions where I have a table view protocols. Here we go. So I like everything to keep in the chronology. Okay, here I will, first of all, I will write here a function which is a number of sections, will be 2. So we will separate the cells for the 2 sections. Section number 1 will be to show the friends. Section number 2 will be to show the posts. Okay, so cell sections or sections number of sections in the table view. Okay, so here I will write for you the comment. Section 1 will be for friends view, and section number 2 will be for the posts. Okay, Excellent. So after that number of section, then we will write the function which will tell us how many cells should be in each section. So in section 1 there should be only one cell, the one which we have created right now, and the section number 2 must be the number of cells which are equal to the number of posts. So that is the function which is number of cells, number of rows in section, and we'll remove this return post.count, and here we'll write the logic. If section equals 0, which means section 1 will have only one cell, return 1. That will show friends. And here we'll write the else statement. Section 2, for example, will have number of cells equal to number of posts. Okay, and here we'll write return posts dot count. Okay, brilliant. So after that we will have to go to the part where we can declare the height of the cell, guys. Okay, so it will be quite something interesting. Let's say, as I told you, if we have 3 friends only, so 200 pixels height will be more than enough. Here don't forget to write override. But let's say when we will have F4, 5 or 6 cells, which means 2 rows of the icons, then we need to expand our height of the cell. So for that one we will write a function which is called height for row at index path. Don't forget to override this. This is height of the cells. Okay, so here we need to finish our code. So height for the cell we'll write here if index path dot section equals 0, which means section height of the section 1. Height of the cell in section 1, which means friends cell, or cell to show the friends. And here I'll write else statement. Here I'll write a comment for you, height of the cell in section 2. This is just an example. It can be because else means 2, 3, 4, any sections, which are cells showing posts. Okay, for cells showing posts, it will be returned UI table view automatic dimension, because we want to cell to be dynamic based on the image, based on the text, etc, etc, etc. So let's say when for the my friends cell, here we'll write if my friends dot count is less than 4, then we want to keep 200 pixels. Else we want to keep, for example, 350. Height of the cell with single and double row. So this means single row, this means double row, because on each page there will be 1, 2, 3. If there are 4 friends, so 1, 2, 3, and another one will be below 4. So this is how actually it works, guys. Okay, now we will scroll it down to one function which is will display row at index path. That is the one. So we will just comment the entire function. Just right here, put right slash and the asterisk. Scroll to the bottom, and the same we're doing here. So this is something which will let our app to be broken, because this function loads cell, and then we're loading cell in another function which is called cell for row index path. So then there will be a collision where 2 functions actually trying to load the same cell. So that's why we're commenting this out for a while. Okay, we're building now the project. I'm coming here. Okay, great. So here we will have to write one if statement, because here there is a collision of the sections. Now there are two sections. We need also create the logic for the two sections. Here we'll write if index path dot section equals 0, open and close the curly bracket. Here write else and open curly bracket. Guys, be here very careful. So this is the code which is table view where would self-aware index path, where we are programming the cell itself. So we need now to separate the logic for the section 0, which is the section showing my friends, and the other sections. In other sections we are showing all the paths. Okay, so here we're writing the logic if space index path dot section equals 0. Here we'll program self for the my friends, and then write else, scroll it down here and put a curly bracket. Then what I will do is I will select the content starting from this curly bracket. I'll select this all, including that one, and I'll click tab to move it a little bit right side, like this, to know the curly brackets, what includes what. Okay, so this section 1, which includes one cell that shows my friends, and that one is section 2 or any other sections that shows all the posts of the user. Okay, very good. So here we'll try to access our cell. Let cell equals to table view dot the reusable cell with the identifier, and for the index path identifier we have written friends, and for the index path our index path, and here I'll write cell dot background color equals to red to test it, and then we will return our cell. So we can now build and run our project to make sure that everything works extremely well and nice. Okay, I'm building my project, and let's see the changes. It's quite difficult maybe initially to understand, so the logic is to separate the table view into two sections. So we're going now to the home view controller. Here we go. So here we got our separate cell. That is amazing, guys. And one more thing, if you have noticed, it's more than 200 pixels because current number of friends it is 4. But what if I will scroll down to the bottom here when we load the friends, instead of limit 6, I will, let's say I'll put a limit, for example 2. Then you will see the height of this cell, it will be changed. Here we can play with the limit, we can play here with the value. If you want initially to show only 3 users on the home page, so you can put here just simply digit 3. Okay, so you see now the height of the cell, it got changed, and the red we have, this is something which we have assigned programmatically. Okay, so that is really superb, guys. I will keep it 6, and here I'll write a comment for you. Accessing cell in main.storyboard that has ID friends. This cell will store, or this cell stores my friends. Okay, very good. So this is how we can do this, guys. So let's now go and program there, not program there, let's now put there this views into this cell, so to keep this design there. Okay, so I'll select this view. In the NoPix view here, open this content view, so that is the one which we have. I copied this, I selected this to view, then I select this cell, which is a friend's cell. I go to the content view and I paste it. Then I go to the class inspector, why I make it 0. and then I clear all constraints, then I add a new constraints, left, top, right, and the height. Very good. So then I will copy this again. I will select also content view again, and I will paste it one more time. So as you remember, the height of our content, it is 200 pixels. So what we will do here, we'll try to stick it right to the bottom. Here we can write 197. Then we'll clear all constraints. Then we will add left, bottom, right, and to keep the same height. For example, even if you want to, you can avoid using this bottom one. It's up to you guys. Okay, so we can now establish and we can now build our project to make sure that this looks as we wanted. Okay, the project got built. I'm going to the home page. This is how it looks, guys. It's really beautiful. Now what we will do, the next step will be to load all the friends in this view. Let's go, guys, and let's do it.